Ascending to peak performance takes strength, character, and an understanding how emotions affect the outcome of the game. We're about to go full throttle and supercharge your performance. Get ready to thrive from the inside. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big welcome to Gregg Steinberg.
And people call that the miracle flight of 1549. Well, let me tell you, there was nothing miraculous about that flight. There was nothing miraculous about that flight because Captain Sullenberger had prepared for this one particular moment for the last 20 years. He had listened to recorders of crashed planes, and he listened to the erroneous decisions of those pilots, and he realized that they made bad decisions because their emotions were out of whack. And so he created a U.S. Air Safety course in which he trained pilots to master their emotions, to be emotionally prepared so they would make the right decision. And he trained himself for thousands of hours to be emotionally prepared so that he would make the right decision when it really counted. And we all know he made the right decision when he really counted. And that's why he saved all those lives.
That we have an inner caddy. And our inner caddy can be kind and nurturing and good. And our inner caddy can be negative and destructive. But we also have inner caddies for business. And in these tough economic times, many of our inner caddies have turned to the dark side. And now we tell ourselves, we're not going to make those quotas. This is unfair. I hate change. I don't like my boss. I don't like those clients. Those clients don't like me. Why don't we fire that bad inner caddy in a heartbeat? Well, in a lot of cases, that has become a habit. But what I've learned in my 20 years working with professional athletes, consulting business executives, is that all these successful people fire their bad inner caddy in a heartbeat, and they train and retrain and retrain and retrain their good inner caddy.
The first step in this process is to become aware of your sweet spot, a time when you were at your best. Like you were and think about an event, like a specific event that you were at your best, that you were in the zone, that's your sweet spot. So tell us a time when you were at your best.
So recently I planned a practice interview event where we have students and employers participate. And it's a really helpful event for students because they're able to get practice with their interview skills as well as feedback from employers. And they also get the opportunity to network. And employers really appreciate it because they get the opportunity to meet great candidates who have signed up to participate. So everything went as planned. I got great feedback. Both the students and the employers really appreciated it and enjoyed the event.
I warned you that I was going to come out and ask you your buzzword.
I really appreciated that he was able to connect the employers to the career services professionals and blend those two experiences together. Everyone in the group was able to glean some positive insights from this, and that they can make that useful every day on their jobs right now. And I think it was just the right shot in the arm for our group.
It looks like these guys raised their game. You know, they raise their game under pressure. And I'm going to tell you, they do not raise their game under pressure. What they do is they fall back into greatness. Because they've made greatness their habit, they fall back into greatness. I can do that. You can do that. Anybody can do that. Anybody can return to greatness.
Just Group A, look at the screen. All right, look at the screen. Okay. All right, don't say what that is. Okay. Now, you, Group A, turn away from the screen. Group B, look at the screen now, okay? All right. How many people think soup? Raise your hand. All right, majority of you. You got to prove my point. How many people over here thought of soap? Okay, majority, right? Of course, there's some outliers. We have to throw you out. But the idea here is I just primed you. I primed you with the word to push you in a certain direction.
After Dr. Steinberg presented, I really wanted to focus on my buzzword and get that so that I could have that internal motivation and coach myself to some better performance.
What great people do What successful people do is they have great habits, and that's how they become great when it really counts.
Joel Osteen came to Nashville. And if you're not familiar with Joel, he's this famous televangelist, right? He's on TV, he speaks in Houston, and he's got a great message, and my wife really likes him. And I think he's got a great message, but he has a huge, huge following. And being a professional speaker, I wanted to see what his charisma was all about. So I went to see him with my wife. Well, I saw right away, it was his mother. His mother got on stage, and she's 5'0". She's got this great ball of energy, and she starts talking, and she said, 20 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. And the doctor gave me 6 months to live. So she started doing chemo, and her hair started falling out, and she started feeling sick. And she said, I didn't want to feel sick. I didn't want to look sick. So what I did was I took these pictures of my best, healthiest state, and I put them all over the house. And every day, 10 times a day, 20 times a day, I would point at these pictures and say, you are healthy, you are healthy, you are healthy. And she said, today, I'm cancer-free. You know at 2 o'clock, when your emotions take that dip, right? About everybody around 2:30, emotions take a dip. You know what I'm talking about, everybody feels that. Well, at that time, I know most of you will reach for that sugary drink, you'll reach for that snack you don't want to eat, you might even reach for that 5-hour energy drink. Not anymore. Nope, sorry, that's over with. What I want you to do is set that sweet spot alarm clock in your mind. And right when you feel that dip, it's gonna go off. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, I'm not a professional alarm clock, okay, I get it. It's gonna go off, and when it goes off, I want you to do this routine. I want you to say your word, I want you to think about your image, and I want you to do your action. And when you do it, and if you've made those powerful words, actions, and images, it's gonna push you in the right direction. Just commit to one thing today with me, and that's this. It's just to take a small step in the direction of this method. Just a small step, because we know in the new science of habit formation, small wins create long-term habits.
And the thing I really liked about his actual presentation was I feel like it gave me some real tangible things I can take back and apply in my own life.
And the butterfly effect was proposed by a scientist in the 1960s. And he said, the flapping of the wings of a butterfly can create weather changes across the globe. And everybody laughed at him, and you're probably thinking, that's kind of silly. And when I heard about that, I thought that was kind of silly. But in the 1990s, the scientists supported the principle of the butterfly effect. And that is, small changes on one side of the world can have a huge impact in terms of weather on the other side of the globe. And life is like that. You are the butterfly effect. When you have small changes in your life, like turn pressure into pleasure, like fire your bad inner caddy, and train and retrain your good inner caddy, that can have a huge impact in your life. My vision tonight was to give you the strategies and techniques and tools so that you could coach yourself to greatness. So that when the trials and the tribulations and all the things that drain you and distract you and cause all the pressure in your life, you'll be able to coach yourself to be at your best when it really counts in every situation for the rest of your life. So I thank you for your time and your energy. Enjoy the book.